In case you didn't know, title insurance is not only important on a transaction, but there's a lot more to it than people realize. Hi everybody, I'm Diana Harvey, and in case you didn't know, is my mortgage show. I am back today with George Klimis with True Blue Title, and we are going to take a deeper dive into title insurance. Hi George, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
And I know last time you talked a little bit about title insurance, but give us a little bit more in-depth explanation, kind of go over the basics about title insurance and what it covers.
What we are is we're the Grand Central Station, if you will, to work with the realtors or the buyers or the sellers, whomever, and also to work with lenders as they are to put the deal together. Make sure we're following all compliance, regulatory laws that we're all obligated to follow. And then our goal is to coordinate with everybody, which is really the fun part, the challenging part, and to interact with all parties to make sure that we get to a timely and proper and happy closing.
So you cover not just getting the title insurance, but all the way through the transaction to helping us at the closing table.
Absolutely. We are coordinating the closing. Mm-hmm. We are searching title. We are searching liens and, all the other aspects that could have an impact on the property. But then again, it's also about holding their hands. A lot of times they're either too busy or maybe don't understand the process. So Tessa and Amanda and all of our team, make sure that we grab their hand and say, hey, we're going to be a step ahead of you. Mm-hmm. We'll get you to the closing table. And to make our realtors that work with us and our mortgage brokers work with us shine. At the end of the day, it's very rewarding when you're at that closing table and you see a couple or any individual or all kinds of people with these great stories where this house is so big to them. And
making their dream come true.
Making their dream come true, and we take it serious. Mm-hmm. We want to give world-class service.
So we talked before about how title insurance covers a new buyer to make sure that the owner really can pass on title clearly, and how there's a lender policy that also protects the lender. But some of the things I think people don't realize are all of the different things behind the scenes that go on. And I'm going to just use an example here. My sister called me. Now, my sister lives in Indiana, and she called me. Her and her husband wanted to buy a foreclosed property. And the bank was going to give them $500 off if they chose not to get title insurance. Yeah. So she called me because she had no idea if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but $500 sounded like a lot of money she could save. I told her at the time, don't do it, especially on a foreclosure. There's too many things that could happen behind the scenes that you don't know about. As it turned out, they got title insurance, and it took the title insurance company 3 months to get clear title.
I'm so glad you shared that story. I'm going to add that to my arsenal because that's another angle. And that's what's going on. When your sister's buying a home, mm-hmm. She doesn't do this professionally.
Absolutely not.
It seems like a very simple transaction, like you're at Best Buy or...
You're just buying it from the bank. No big deal.
Just buying it from the bank. Who would know that? I wouldn't have known that 30 years ago,
nope.
Or 20 years ago.
If you're not in the business, you don't know those things. If you're not in the business,
you wouldn't know that. Horrible advice, by the way. But this is the biggest purchase for 95% of home buyers. This is their home. This is where they're going to raise their family. This is their asset for the future. This is how they're going to retire. This is how they pay for kids' college, right? You got to be very, very methodical and take your time and look in every corner. Experience, huge help, just like working with an experienced broker, lender, mortgage broker, realtor, whomever. They know tricks of the trades. We are all about talent. Our talent's number one, by the way. The people we hire are our number one priority, of course. You take care of your employees, they're going to take care of everyone else. To take it another way, you talked about a danger, right? Mm-hmm. So that was a danger averted, thank God. On the other side, there's still other things that happen. I got my car packed, the mover truck is filled. This house, I got to get into it. Mm-hmm. The deal just fell through with my lender, for example.
Mm-hmm. Not us.
Not you, never Van Dyke, never. But things like that happen.
They do.
Guess who gets the call about who's going to save the deal? True Blue does. And fortunately, we have that network where there was a scenario just in the last 2 months where I got the call, and it's like, no problem, hang up, call my hard money guys and gals, pitch it to them, put them together, deal gets done. Because the refinance, the customer that was refinancing, they don't understand these things.
Yes.
They don't understand surveys and boundaries and exceptions to title, et cetera, et cetera. It's got to be taken on a one-off. Each situation's unique. Each situation's important. And we have to make sure that we're ready to respond to all the chaos that occurs in our business.
Well, and there's so many things that people don't realize that can happen, not just on this transaction, but let's just say, for example, my sister did not get the title insurance. She bought the property, then she turned around to sell it. She didn't even know that she didn't have clear title to sell. So those are some of the things that happen. There's mechanics liens, there's utility liens, there's all kinds of things that can come up on the property that you guys go through a deep dive to find out.
Yeah, and that's an even better point. That happened to me personally. Bought the home in 2003, clean title, sold it 2021, there's still open permits that weren't closed out. Now, why did they show up and they didn't show up in 2003?
Good
because
question.
It wasn't required in 2003.
There you go.
So what the title company is going to do is they're going to get on the phone with the counties, the municipalities, and say, hey, I gotta get this title cleared, and this is showing up from 2003. What do we do? And let me tell you, it goes deep. In that specific scenario, we had to find a retired GC that did the work in 2000 to give us a clear. So it's complex work.
Well, they make it look so simple because, as you said, we call you and hey, coordinate the closing, and while we've been doing the mortgage, you've been doing all of this other stuff behind the scenes to make sure that closing date is met and they've got clear title and everything goes smoothly.
And whoever you use for title, you want to make sure that they are solution providers. They are outside the box thinkers, which is something we hang our hat on.
Well, George, I really appreciate you coming back in and taking time to talk with us about that deep dive into title insurance and what all's involved. Thank you for coming.
I couldn't be happier. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. If you have anything that you would like, a topic that you would like discussed, or if you'd like to be interviewed, please reach out to me. And if you'd like more information on George and True Blue Title, please be sure to click on his spotlight video. Thanks so much. See you next week.